Trey, what's this about a racist joke you wanted to tell at the beginning of the podcast?
Okay, this is gonna be super funny, but you're gonna hate me for this.
Okay.
Okay, what does Nolan McCool...
Here, wait, let me adjust the microphone stand. Okay, go ahead.
What does Nolan McCool and a tiger have in common?
What's that, Trey?
They both live on
Trey then proceeded not to go on a racist tangent, but rather leak the address of Nolan's home. Then, he went on a racist tangent anyways, full of too many slurs to even list here. Why would we list them at all? We are sorry for this behavior, and wish to inform the audience that he has thank God fled the country, and is hiding out somewhere in South America, where his crimes will unfortunately go unpunished. Godspeed and enjoy the chat episode 11. I think I love you.
It's a little echoey in here. I think we'll be okay though. We're recording this episode in a cistern. This is the Chat Podcast, episode 11. Today I'm joined by Trey and Max, or the Sipper, or whatever, again. That's just your permanent name, I think, sorry. I'm Nolan, and welcome aboard. Trey, you told me you had a racist joke, and you disappoint me with doxing me?
Yeah, every fucking time.
Well, that's just terrible. I come to your house, and you feed me peanuts, and you feed me things I'm allergic to that will kill me, and then you dox me on my own YouTube channel.
First question, what's your biggest fear?
Oh, we're getting into it. We're talking philosophy today like we were supposed to. My biggest fear? Do we want to go like tangible and then like
philosophical?
What's the word? When something does, like, it can't actually hurt you. Irrational and tangible.
Yes.
So, tangible fear, I'm gonna say the deep ocean, right? It might be irrational. I'm never gonna have a situation where I'm in the deep ocean, right?
Yeah.
But, it scares me nonetheless because there's a bunch of weird fish freaks down there. Irrational, though? I think I need an extra minute to think about that. Max, what are your biggest fears? Could you outline them for us?
I like the lighting.
The lighting is good. We're lit by one Minecraft torch tonight.
I would say that if I were to put myself in Nolan's shoes, my biggest fear would be people finding out where I lived.
Max then also proceeded to leak Nolan's home address. This was very troubling for the poor boy, as you could imagine. At least she did not slur though.
That's a really cool show. Can you give them the zip code, actually?
I fucked up the zip code, but close enough.
Would you like to give them my middle name, perhaps?
I actually middle name.
Nolan's middle name is
Yep, yeah, you did it. Well, that's what you know, at least. I have to rearrange all of this now. Could you give me
also have a very nice 3-bed, 2-bath, 1967 home.
3-bed, 2-bath. Yeah, it's kind of right. I think it is 1967.
It is 1967.
How do you know it's 67 and I don't?
4-bed, 2-bath.
Originally it was 3-bed, 2-bath, 1967. 18,000 square foot.
So what's your irrational fear then? If I could ask.
Being bit by spiders. I was telling Trey the other day, honest to God, the first time I notice I'm bit by a spider, he's probably gonna have to take me to the hospital because I'm gonna freak out that bad.
Spiders, yeah, that's a fair one. I used to have nightmares of spiders crawling all over my body, and I would wake up and screaming, and Brenda would have to stay up the rest of the night after that because she just couldn't sleep after. Yeah. I woke up screaming spiders thrashing violently.
I love spiders, but every spider that bites, or like any bug that bites in my mind, unless it's like a mosquito, my mind jumps immediately to poisonous, it's gonna kill me.
It's venomous. I mean, you can get bit by any bug, though. A ladybug will bite you if it wants to.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like...
A grasshopper can bite you.
If any spider bites me, I'm gonna be like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of spider this is, but it could kill me.
That's fair. They're not even bugs,
Exactly,
they're like crabs
arachnids.
or something. I don't know. Yeah, there's some other type of freak. I don't know. Trey, what are you afraid of? Irrational or rational?
Getting severed in half.
Would you consider that rational or irrational?
Rational.
Is there a situation in which you're going to get severed in half?
Maybe. Car accident.
That would suck. Are we talking like hot dog or hamburger hat cutting?
I want to say hamburger.
I feel like hot dog would be pretty
Hot
hard.
dog would be pretty violent.
You're just hitting it accurately.
It reminds me, though, there used to be a form of execution which was meant to be torture, where they would saw you in half. So first,
Ooh, they
I should
put you
start
like over like a little. Are you talking about where they put people over like that little triangle thing?
That is a thing. Yes, I know what
Like
you're
tie
talking
weights
about.
to their legs.
Yeah, that's fucked up. And it would just like drag you down slowly and up. Yeah, that's
Up
fucked
the
up.
ass.
Yeah, up the ass too. Why up the ass? They had a. I tell you what, the people in like the
They were
medieval times, they had a
creative.
thing with the ass. They all needed to
You
figure
gotta
out.
give them credit for
They
their creativity.
They tie your ass to a horse and tie the other half to a church and slap the horse.
Okay,
So, anyways, like
something completely off subject.
Okay. They saw you in half from the anus down to your head, so you're alive the whole time. Go, Trey. Go.
Okay. So when my grandma died, we didn't go through any of her shit ever for like 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
We'd never gone through any of her shit. And finally we decided to go through her shit. And we're sitting there up in Oregon, going through the house, just getting rid of things. There's still a bunch of her shit up there. She had a lot of stuff. But we find this book, and this is going off the medieval people, and it's this book on how to properly do anal.
In medieval times,
No, just how to properly do anal.
And your
the
grandma
book
had
that my
this
grandma had.
Your grandma sounds really cool. Actually. I wish I could have met her.
Grandma that was living here?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I never told you about that because it was a big deal. I was like, yo, grandma, a freak.
You
Was
didn't
it a
tell me
good
about
read?
it at the time. I remember it coming up more recently.
I think it's still at the house. I don't think we got rid of it.
Oh my god, can
I
we
think it's
please
still
keep
there.
it?
I
Heirloom
would.
that
You
shit?
better. I hope you like washed your hands after handling
We're
grandma's anal
heirlooming that
book.
shit.
Can you get it like entombed in like a block of resin, maybe? I don't
Maybe.
know.
Oh my gosh, we teach Clover one day.
Oh yeah, we should teach. No.
Teach her what? That's
Anal?
disgusting.
Teach her anal?
Teach her how to properly do it. You don't want her to prolapse if she does.
That's terrible. That's a
I
child.
learned that from your mom.
That's a child.
That's a child. Well,
Okay, cut that
we'll
out.
tell her when she's an adult how to do it. And then it won't be weird.
Well, yeah.
Have you ever taught anyone
We're
how
not-
to properly do anal?
No.
You're the one that brings up poppers a lot.
I would.
Which is why I wonder, I guess. It's fucking so dumb. I have a new irrational fear.
Shittiest podcast we've ever recorded.
New irrational fear.
One of these days, you're gonna show up to my house with that book, and you're gonna be like, "It's time."
It's time to get pegged.
This one's for Brenda.
It'll be during Christmas time so she can give you peg nog.
I can't wait. Did you come up with that just now? That was
No.
good. That was good.
No, I watched this picture, or I read a picture, and the guy's like,
Nog?
fuck. He's like, fuck Pilk, I'm drinking peg nog.
No. Ugh. Yeah, you don't want to drink the peg nog. Whatever comes out of there can't be good. Yeah, I was gonna say, ever since we started talking about it, getting sawed in half through my anus up to my head is definitely an irrational.
Maybe if you had
Well,
the
you
book.
know what? Well, I don't know like
But it-
if this is original or not, but me and my mom were going back and forth one day on different torture methods for some reason, and she brought up nail clippers to like your sides, or just like nail clippers in general,
No clippers to what?
like to your skin.
Oh, like peeling off your skin with nail clip, like just chomping it.
Trump, because she was talking about like different forms of
Cool.
torture, and she's like, well, you could do this
You could bite their skin off.
with like little, because like I don't know,
nail
just thinking about
clippers.
that sounds so fucking awful, because it's not
I
gonna
don't want
kill
that.
you.
No.
It's just gonna hurt like hell.
That reminds, one time I started to get a tag mole on my face when I was a teenager, and I was like, I don't want this. And I took nail clippers and pinched
No,
it
you
off.
didn't.
It did. It,
No, you
okay.
didn't.
So, nail clippers, the thing with them is they're very dull. Duller than most blades, and so it actually just really hurts. And I kind of missed and like pinched a good chunk of my skin around it too. And it was on my eyelid, mind you. So, You know, why are you guys giving me nicotine?
Why are you consuming the nicotine, Nolan?
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Be
want to feel
stronger.
included. I want to feel like I'm one of you guys. They keep passing me nicotine, trying to get me addicted. This one's chrome.
You're also drinking coffee at 10:51
Well,
p.m., so I don't know how well off you are to begin with.
there's no kind of addiction there. That's a normal behavior.
Rip it.
You know what I've noticed with these is I have to like double inhale. If I just inhale once, I cough. I have to like, and then like, again, so that it gets all the way down. Maybe I have like weak little diabetic lungs, but that could be a symptom of some kind. Are you guys also afraid of the ocean?
Oh yeah.
Not
time.
I'm not that afraid of the ocean. Is that weird? Is that weird of me?
No.
Would you be afraid? Now imagine you're in the ocean in a little cramped submarine for like 10 hours trying
Couldn't
to find
do that.
big fish. No.
Nope.
See, that's what I'm afraid
That
of.
I would do.
Now imagine this. They leave you at the ocean. They leave you like in the middle of the ocean. You're just floating up on top.
Fuck no.
Infinity below you.
Fuck no.
Would you swim in open ocean with infinity below you and infinite possibilities?
As long as I knew 100% I could get back to my boat,
You don't know.
absolutely.
Well, you know, they're hanging out nearby, but you don't know you're going to get back 100% all the time. What if God decides to swallow you up from below? you know?
Going back to the submarine thing,
Yeah.
would it be like professionally manned or just me?
It would be you and James Cameron in the little like 2-team submarine where you're on your stomach like
Does
with little
James Cameron know how to operate a submarine?
Yes.
Oh
He
fuck
does.
yeah! James
Yes, he
Cameron,
does.
he's got his own little submarine. He went down to the Marianas
Okay,
Trench
well I
to
didn't
make
know if
Avatar.
like he did that or like somebody took him.
No,
That I do. He'd probably tell me cool shit.
I think he can. I think he had to pilot it. Yeah, James Cameron. He seems like an asshole, but also like a very knowledgeable asshole. You know. I don't know.
Maybe he needs the book.
He needs the asshole book.
The asshole book.
Just wait. I would love to see James Cameron sawed in half from anus to aft, if you know what I mean. Avatar.
What?
That being said, if he does read that book, I'm looking forward to Avatar 3. All of a sudden.
The way of the ass.
The way of the prostate. Come here, Jake Sully.
Nolan, would you like
We
a
have more
cool
to
hat?
teach you. Oh yeah, we're passing around hats now? Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I guess.
Did you guys like Avatar 2, Way of Water? This is the one.
Never
This is the
seen
only
it.
time I'm going to ask about a movie this episode. I realize this is becoming a pop culture podcast. You didn't see it?
Nope.
Well, you probably watched Puss in Boots or something instead, like a child, didn't you?
Yeah.
Me too. It was great.
What do you think of the Mario movie?
Pretty good.
What about that reference to Wario?
There was no reference to Wario, was
What about the reference to Wario?
there? Did I miss that?
Yeah.
Where was it? What
It was halfway through the movie. They asked if they live at...
This just in. Trey has been gunned down by a rival racist gang in Venezuela. God be praised.
I want you guys to know, I cut more out of our episodes than I do any other episode. Me and Amber last week recorded that one episode, and I think I cut out maybe like 10 minutes total. Are these furry ears you're now giving me?
So how much do you have to cut out of ours versus how much do you have to cut out of any other podcast?
On one episode, we recorded for like 2 hours, and I think I cut like a full hour's worth of stuff.
Is that good or bad?
I don't know. I mean, if it gets down to the good stuff, it's fine. It just means we talk more. Anyways, though, you asked me a question about death, or about what my greatest fears were. Let me ask you this. What is the opposite of fear? What is best case scenario for you? If you could have your dream life, what would it look like, guys?
My dream life would involve me making the perfect amount of money to never have to worry.
Now, are you talking about the perfect amount of money where you're like a billionaire? Like,
No, by no means a billionaire, but I want to give away all of my money to my friends.
oh yeah?
Like, I have this
I
strong
like that
desire
idea. That sounds good to me.
to just give all my friends money.
Yeah.
I can't afford that lifestyle right now, but like at some point in time, if I ever do whatever it is that I'm going to do, everyone's getting a bag.
That sounds awesome. I went to bingo with you, so we're good friends, I would say.
Yeah.
We're pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
I was saying-
I'd give you like 10 grand.
I mean, that's pretty that's pretty inspirational, you know. I'm gonna help you in that goal if I can.
If
Not
I
just
could,
for
I would
violence,
pay off your house, buy you a new car.
Oh, I would do that for you.
I would casually do that. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's a Wednesday, I'm having a bad day, Nolan needs a new car. I'm buying you a new car. Like that's just what I do.
I like this goal. I like this dream more and more every time.
Yeah, no, I'm like
cool.
100% serious. Like,
I love that.
if I was making like Mr. Beast amounts of money, I would just give it all to you guys.
That sounds awesome.
I don't need the money. I'm doing fine.
But what would you do for yourself? Would you get yourself a nice house and everything?
No. Well, yeah, I would get myself a house, not a nice house.
Like separate from this one, or would you just buy this one outright?
I would just buy this one, repair everything that needs to be repaired, and just live here.
You're very comfortable here, huh?
I'm just very comfortable not having a billion things.
That's fair. That's totally fair. Is that similar to what you have in mind for like a perfect existence in your head?
I want to go live in the forest in a cottage.
That sounds cool. Where? Which forest? Do you have any specifically, or just any forest?
I don't think I've been to a forest, so
You what?
just a good one.
What do you mean you've never been to a forest?
Like we've got like the and like the shit in Williams.
Yeah.
And then I've been to like the redwoods.
I've never even been to the
But, like-
redwoods.
Dox us.
That's okay.
Subtle dox.
You guys have done it 5 times. I'm sure you can do it once.
That was the least of it. We could have said.
Unfortunately, Max was also gunned down.
God damn it, quit doing that,
He
dude.
keeps the key under the doormat.
He
Trying
does
to be
not
better.
keep a key.
I'm trying to be better and not to reveal all you guys' medical conditions right now. I'm trying my hardest.
What medical conditions do you got on me?
Trey has jaundice.
You got jaundice, Trey. You got jaundice. You got scurvy or something. I don't know what happened. You got something up with your heart.
Does scurvy affect the heart?
I think so.
Scurvy.
It affects the booty. That's a little pirate joke. Guys. I hope you like that. What kind of a cabin? We talking like big cabin or like one room? Like
No,
what?
cottage.
Cottage. What? Okay. What's the difference between a cabin and a cottage?
I don't know.
Is
It
that
just got a nice ring to it. I don't know.
I always wanted a Jimmy Neutron laboratory. Does that make? Do you guys agree with that?
Yeah, that would be
I was
cool.
thinking
You guys
more
want
like
that?
alchemy.
Alchemy
But, like-
laboratory.
Dexter's laboratory with all the chemicals lying around.
He didn't really do alchemy though. He did like freak
Yeah,
science.
but he had like all of those chemicals
He
around.
did have all
Right,
those
didn't he?
chemicals. Jimmy Neutron's was a lot more like industrial. It felt
Yeah, it
like
was.
not so many chemicals. He had like a nice computer. I think it was like an Asus. He
His
had
was
an
like a
Asus
machine.
and- yeah, his was nice. It was all like steel and stuff. Alchemy would be cool. I'm trying to think of an alchemical cartoon character that we could match this to. Maybe like Raven's room from Teen Titans. She's got like the weird cursed mirror and stuff.
Yeah.
That's a goal, I would say.
Nolan, what is your ideal?
I don't know. I kind of talked myself into the cottage, honestly. I like the idea of the cottage now. No, I don't know. I joke about it a lot, but I think about like minimalism and how it would be fun to have one of those tiny homes sometimes. Here's the thing. I think it'd be cool to have one of those like little homes where it's like you got your bedroom and then like an area that's like the kitchen, dining room, living room, all in one with like a little balcony or whatever. And all your storage is just like built into the walls. It's like shelves and shit that you open. But also, I know that I like to have stuff and I feel like I might get driven crazy. So I go back and forth. Honestly, I think just like 2-bedroom house with like separated like kitchen, maybe like a kitchen that you can like see into the living room from, you know? I think that would be nice. A little dining room. Nice backyard. Doesn't have to be massive. I don't want to take too much care of it, but like either backyard that just opens into nature or like just a small backyard, you know? Nothing crazy. I think most of us just want a little cottage core life, don't we?
I think in recent times, yeah.
Yeah. The people yearn to go back to simplicity, it would seem.
The children
As a-
yearn for the mines.
Yeah, in my youth I would have wanted like a Minecraft mansion, you know? Where it's just like an Asus computer in every room with a
Minecraft torch lighting the way.
Minecraft torch lighting all the hallways and, you know, notches in your basement to give you little tips and tricks the whole time. But yeah, it seems like in recent years everybody I've asked has gone to more just like, I just want a house with a respectable size and respectable yard where I don't have to worry about money. Why do you guys think that is?
I think we're just tired of working.
You think so?
Yeah, I think we're just tired of working, and I think we've all worked ourselves to the point where we're like dying.
That could be.
It seems like life is just about working until you die, and I don't think our generation likes that.
No, I don't think so. Too bad we can't find a way out of it at the moment, right? What would we do? What would we do to get out of that?
Save a ton of money. Be a minimalist.
That could work. That could work.
Hey, are you a minimalist or a maximalist?
Now, I've never been clear on what the term maximalist means.
You're a maximalist, love. Describe what you are.
I like stuff.
You like stuff? I also like stuff.
Stuff makes me happy.
I like little trinkets and...
Exactly, I love little trinkets. He hates little trinkets.
I don't know what it is.
Goblin crow brain.
I think it is. I have some compulsion to have an action figure of every character that I like, is the thing. I'm like,
yeah.
I'll read a new comic book and be like, oh, I must have an action figure of Scud, the disposable assassin, or whatever, you know? But I think in all other regards, when it comes to like kitchenware and like practical things, I'm like, I don't need 50 different types of leaf rakes. I don't need 5 pots and pans. I just need one.
Yeah, I don't have like an excessive amount of pots and pans.
It's like I wonder about that.
I mean, we kind of do, but that's just because we inherited them. We inherited a lot of pots and pans.
Same here.
But like... that type of stuff, if we do have a lot of it, it's just because it was given to us.
I think if it was just me, like honestly, you guys would come in my house and it would be like completely barren, but then my room would be really cool. My room would have all my shit in it, but then you'd go in the living room and it would be like just empty, honestly.
I've been to your house when you lived alone. It was not like that.
No, yeah.
Are you saying you've changed, you think?
Maybe. Yeah, when you came to my house when I lived alone, I was a little more decorated. When I first moved in, though, I'd say my tastes have definitely changed, first off. But yeah, when I first moved in, you should have seen the state of that place. It was so sad. I had, like, a futon.
You should have seen the fucking apartment for a while when Cody moved out.
Oh, yeah? I remember it a little bit. That, like, weird...
right when he moved out?
That weird in-between stage where it was, like, kind of empty?
Right when he moved out that it was all empty in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was never empty in there.
It was always empty in there.
I remember right after he moved out, you definitely had a little bit of, like, a thing. You didn't have as much stuff in there as Cody did, was the thing.
No.
Because you're a minimalist, for sure.
Yes.
You've inherited all of this wealth, though.
Call it wealth.
All of his belongings could still fit in this room with room to spare.
Yeah, I could see that. You inherited like 15 cats, which if that's not wealth, I don't know what is, honestly.
I don't like the thought of that.
So you ate them?
I don't have 15 cats.
So you ate them? We could have.
I think you guys might have more cats than we do, honestly.
We do at this point. I was, you guys got rid of all of them somehow. But, mine are still
Why do you
around.
say that so ominously?
Somehow they're gone. I just came over one day and they were gone, and Trey was cooking a big stew, and I don't know what happened to them.
Stew.
You want some cats? I mean, do you want some cashews? Sorry.
I know you're allergic to nuts, my friend.
Cashews in the soup. Sorry, brain, whatever. And you hear a little like, meow. Get in the fucking oven. Anyway, sorry. I joke about that way too much, about like cooking and eating my animals.
You joked about cooking and eating my dog when the first time I brought him over. You're like, oh yeah, I totally cooked Ozzy, and I was like, damn, you could. You could have.
I feel like you're hiding something, but also hinting at it to hide it.
I would never.
So you're like, if I joke about it, they won't actually think I'm doing it.
Well, that's why people joke, isn't it? Because nobody thinks they'd actually do it. That's why Ted Bundy joked, and God, what's that World War II guy named? You know the one.
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart. Mustache, little guy. Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart.
Cool comb over. Kevin Hart. That was the guy.
Yeah.
Did something. I don't remember what.
Do you think you could ever be a minimalist?
A minimalist? Not in terms of my collectibles. I don't think I can get rid of my collectibles. Which is funny, because I think about my collectibles. Here's a question for you guys, and mostly for you because you also like weird little trinkets. Here's a question for you though. As someone who also has goblin, crow brain, collects trinkets and whatnot, what do you think about the idea that when you die, your collection will be left behind? How does that make you feel?
I hope that it will be appreciated by other people, because I have shit from people long dead that I appreciate the hell out of.
Mm-hmm.
and then it'll just be my chance to pass it on to somebody else. I just hope it's not a burden to whoever has to take care of it. Mm-hmm. And pass it out.
Well, and see, that's the thing. Like, heirlooms will definitely probably get passed on. I think with each generation, you probably lose an heirloom or two just because you don't know it's an heirloom. You might have, like, a ring from your grandmother or, like a coin that belonged to your grandfather or something. But,
like, even...
And nobody knows it's a thing, so they just sell it at a yard sale or something.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder about the items you buy, huh? But also, I wonder... well, sorry, you go ahead. You had a thing you were going to say.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I've just got, like, random things that I think are cool as hell that are, like, old as shit.
Yeah, right?
That, like, I would be upset if they were just trashed or whatever, so...
Yeah, I totally feel
even,
that.
like, not heirloom shit. I just hope it goes to, like, somebody who would appreciate it.
Yeah. It makes me sad to think that, like, if I died and I still have my collection that I have right now, like, I bet it would all just get sold on eBay, honestly. All those years of trying to gather all these, like, gorillas figurines or...
The whole set, and then they're just gonna be split up one day.
Like a decade.
All your hard work.
Oh, man, a decade's worth of buying all these, like, Smash Bros. Figures so I can make a nice display. That's all gonna get broken up. Somebody's gonna see that this figure's worth $100.
Nobody's buying all of those together.
No, yeah, and who knows if they'll even go through the effort of selling them properly, or if they're just going to be like, oh, let's just fucking put it in a yard sale for 25 cents.
Yeah.
Not realizing what they have. It's a sad thought, but it's a thing that I think is very likely to happen. I'm gonna have to make peace with that, I think. That's an irrational fear.
You
being
can put that in your will, though, can't you? You can just be like, I want my stuff. If you're going to get rid of my stuff, please properly sell it. They're worth actual money. Try and keep the collections together because someone out there will find this really valuable.
I read this thing one time, like this lady was, I don't know if it was like her grandma or like what, but they were going through whatever dead relative's house that had died and like getting all of her stuff ready to like go through and get rid of it.
Yeah.
And they found like on the bottom of things or like on the back of things they wrote, give this to like whoever, on like all of their items in the house before they had died because they were like old and knew they were getting ready to die.
Yeah.
So like on like just like the back of like paintings or whatever, like artwork, just like everything in the house.
Oh my god,
like,
they just wrote it on
this
everything?
Goes to whoever, this goes to whoever.
Yeah, that's funny.
And they just like, they wanted their stuff to go to specific people and they labeled everything.
They had that all figured out, huh?
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine having like, that would be really funny actually. I would love for them to like be like, oh, he left a will, and for it to do the thing where it like rolls out of their and like off the table and like out the door. They're like, oh fuck. And it's like each little item.
Every trinket.
To that one cool golden coin that I'm not sure what country it comes from.
May or may not be plastic.
This goes to my son Ronald McCool. And to Tony Hawk McCool, my dear daughter, I leave you this Minecraft torch. But not that one. Not the one you're thinking. The one that's like a little faded that I stole from Trey's house. Yeah, that's the one.
Wait, are you saying that you also have a Minecraft torch?
I will at some point, very soon, I'd imagine. Possibly tonight, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm thinking of playing that diner game at your guys' house from now on. I'm just gonna start leaving with things.
The diner game.
I'm gonna like send you a text from home with like Ozzy in my bag.
God, you know how much that fuck with me though? Because I already lose shit all the time. I just think I'm going crazy and losing everything.
That would suck. No, I wouldn't do that to you guys.
No, half the time I have to be like, Nolan, you're Insulin. Don't leave yet.
Yeah, true.
There's a couple times I've been like, wait.
Yeah, I have appreciated the times you gave me my insulin back, by the way. That's how I know you're a true friend, anyway. I don't know if I could trust anyone else with my insulin.
Not me. I would have eaten it.
You would have eaten that the first chance you got.
Yeah, I tried.
What happens if you just eat insulin?
You lose your pancreas.
Well, see, there's different types of insulin.
Like the injectable insulin. What if you just
I think most types of that, like, I mean, if you drink a lot of it, it'd probably make you a little stomach ache, but like for the
Stummy
you
ache?
get a little stomach ache, but also I'm pretty sure it wouldn't do much. Pretty sure it would just dissolve in your stomach. Like
I imagine it doesn't taste very good. 'Cause
No.
it doesn't smell good.
It's gotta taste how it smells, right?
It's gotta.
So from what I understand, and I'm not a doctor, so people out there shouldn't go swallowing random things of insulin for fun. There are like ingestible insulins, right, that you take in like a pill form or whatever. But the ones that I use are in a little needle pen because it's cooler. I, like jab my hip like Bloodborne. And those ones only break down in your blood. So if you were to swallow those, I'm pretty sure they would just dissolve in your stomach and nothing would happen. That being said, I don't know if we talked about this before. This one guy in the UK poisoned his wife with insulin. He gave her afternoon tea in her bath or whatever, and he put insulin in her tea, and she drank it and then died in the bathtub. And then later on, when they investigated, they were like, "Oh yeah, there's a shit ton of insulin in her system that's not supposed to be here." Yeah, it was definitely this guy.
Wow.
And that's exactly how the case went. Don't look it up. I'm positive that's how it went.
Will you pull that up? Can we fact check this guy?
Fact check what?
Jarvis, fact check this guy.
Fact check what?
Fact check me, I did.
If you drink insulin, you can have seizures.
Oh.
Been there, done that, my friends.
See, and that's why I'm not a doctor. You shouldn't drink insulin. There's no reason to. It smells awful. It must taste worse, you know?
What am I fact checking?
Oh, you're fine.
Oh.
I was just kidding.
If you need to fact check anything.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a sip of my Dr. Pepper because I don't eat healthy and I don't eat my veggies. Nolan, what's your opinion on vegetables?
I don't agree on their political stance, but overall, they're nice people. I don't know, vegetables? Just like vegetables in general?
Yeah.
It's a very broad topic, from what I understand. By no means like a herbologist or whatever, but I would say in most instances I'm for them. I generally agree with vegetables and they agree with me. How do you feel about vegetables?
Apparently, according to some sources, I hate vegetables. I hope you
I find that hard to believe. I find that very hard to believe, Trey. Why would you hate vegetables, Trey? It's because you have jaundice, perhaps?
It is because I have jaundice.
Could it be because of the jaundice that you have? That you don't believe me? Okay, let's talk about this for a minute. One time Trey was like, I think I'm getting jaundice. And I told him, oh, well, maybe you can, like, change up your diet to help. You know, maybe you could have some vegetables of some kind. Maybe, and I started looking into it. I was like, oh yeah, like lean meats are good. Certain vegetables have great vitamins that are great for your liver. It can really help out with jaundice. And you know what Trey said to me? He said, fuck you. He said, fuck you, and then he drank a big Dr. Pepper.
And
he got mad at me that I was trying to give him advice.
Hold on. I was like, hey, I'm pretty sure I'm bordering on jaundice, which means it's already very severe.
Yeah.
Which means my blood test came back and it was already like showing that I was very, very in over my head.
Yeah.
And Nolan was just like, eat your vegetables. That'll fix it.
It did.
And it was the way he held himself that I just didn't enjoy. Nolan was like, eat your veggies. That's gonna fix everything.
You were giving off vegan vibes in the worst way.
Is that what it was?
Like pressuring.
Well, eat your vegetables, maybe. Maybe they're good for you, though. In an overbearing way. See, I don't want to be overbearing. I just want to give you advice. Here's what happened. Trey told me he had jaundice, and I was like, I'm gonna find out how to cure jaundice right now. Turns out you can't really cure it. You can make it more manageable, though.
Yep.
Damn, so you have lifelong jaundice?
I'm sorry.
Maybe.
I'm sorry I gave you advice on jaundice, Trey.
Yeah, you unprofessional doctor.
I'm sorry.
Have you tried not having jaundice?
Have you considered it?
I've tried.
Just try to, like, not have it?
I've tried to not have it.
Just don't think about it.
Hey, fuck, marry, kill. Me, and me.
I've been thinking about this for a while, actually. Not in that order. Yeah, I'm gonna say you, and probably you, Trey. No, that's boring. Fuck, marry, kill. Obama?
Yes.
Richard Nixon?
Oof.
Rutherford B. Hayes.
Marry Obama, fuck Richard Nixon, kill Mr. Hayes.
You'd kill Rutherford?
Yes.
He probably had some pretty offensive stances on some things. I don't know.
I just feel like Nixon with his...
You think you'd fuck him?
Yeah.
Is that a turn on for you? His jowls. Got motorboats like nothing else. He pulls out that anal book.
He pulls out the anal book and probes me like no other.
He says, "Number 8 will surprise you." I would sure hope so, Nixon. I would sure hope so. Man, that Futurama, they got Nixon's impersonation, like, spot on. That's, like, exactly what he sounds like.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. You ever watch, like, interviews with him?
No.
He talks like that. It's really funny, actually.
Does he really?
He did, yeah. Well, not anymore. He's dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
He's fucking
We
dead.
have his head, but...
The U.S. They got his head. Will you have his head specifically?
Yes, I have his head.
You have the head of Nixon and you refuse to give it up.
I will die before they take it from me.
Oh man, we were thinking about this. So we were talking in the car the other day about how to make it so that like presidents don't become corrupt, right? And I said, I came up with a system, right? And I want your guys' opinion on this, okay? So, to make sure that a president does not become corrupt in office, the penalty for committing corrupt action, and of course, you know, lawyers would have to figure this out or whatever. The penalty for committing corrupt action while in the presidency is death. It's public execution, right?
Yeah.
So, you're not going to want to embezzle funds, because if you get caught by the CIA, they just execute you publicly. How do you feel about that?
Yes.
You think that would be good?
Yes.
Do you agree with this, Max?
Yes. Also, gladiatorial combat, death row.
Yes.
Now, do you guys... Oh, that would be interesting. Now, do you guys think that what Bill Clinton did, do you think that would warrant public execution or not really?
Not really.
More of like a sexual thing that got out, I guess.
Yeah, they would have to probe him anally.
That's true. Public probing, public anal probing, which is also in your grandma's book, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, public humiliation, all that.
Your grandma could be up there to do it, actually.
You know, they say kinks are hereditary.
Is that right? I didn't know about that.
I don't know where I was going with that, but I just really wanted to say that.
It just makes me wonder about the man I'm looking at right now.
I was just thinking that about you. I was
that
like,
anal book right now.
I was like, Nolan's into like softcore BDSM, and I know it.
Softcore? Why do you think I'm into softcore BDSM?
You seemed like a gentle giant.
A gentle giant? Ah, I'm a giant now.
I don't know.
Sweet.
Nolan likes to take the BDSM from Brenda, I feel like.
Oh yeah, Brenda tops him.
Who else is gonna do it?
Max.
I don't see anybody
Not
else
this Max,
signing up.
other Max.
It's like, yeah, Max would. I don't want him anywhere near me. Little guy freaks me out.
he's got scurvy.
Yeah, he does got scurvy, I'll bet. Now, do you think that, what do you think the method of execution should be for these presidents?
Beheading.
See, guillotine does sound nice, right?
No, not by guillotine.
Not by, what, like an axe? Like a scythe? Like,
Yeah,
what do you think?
like you know the beginning part of Skyrim?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, like with the big block and the dude like...
Yeah.
That'd be cool, actually. I like that. I was thinking, well, actually, Max, what were you thinking? Do you have a method of public execution that you think would be nice?
Nice?
Yeah. If you could watch Ronald Reagan, or sorry, Richard Nixon get his head cut off or like his ass blasted or something to death, what would it be?
I don't know. I think I'd need some time to think on that.
Horse punishment is always good. They tie you to like 4 horses and run them.
Quarter you?
Yeah. Now that one you were...
quartered, yeah, that's what I'm going with.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Imagine like a Vlad the Impaler thing. Also, they could do that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to watch that, I don't think. I think it would have to be brutal.
I don't think I'd want to watch any of it.
No, yeah, I think there's got to be some kind of death that's like the right level of like humiliating enough you wouldn't want it to happen to you, And, but also, like, not so gory that people wouldn't watch it, you know? But maybe it does need to be gory. This was the other thing we were talking about. It sends a message to the presidents, but also it sends a message to the people that they voted on this dude's execution. So, like, a life is a life, even if it's corrupt.
I agree.
I think I fixed the United States.
I think you fixed the United States.
Yeah, I'll become the president now, and I promise not to embezzle any of that money. You guys can trust me.
What would you do if you had $1 million?
Oh, this is a good question. Do you have an idea for this? Like $1 million?
Yes.
What would you do?
I would invest 75% of it in anything.
So that's like what, $750,000? That's like $75. Yeah, that's like
$750,000 going straight to investments.
Right.
And the rest of the money I get to live on right now.
$250,000 is a good amount to live on right now, I would say.
Down payment on a house.
Down payment on a house.
Pay off my car.
Very nice.
Pay off my debt.
Very nice.
Out of debt.
That out of debt is great, honestly.
Give Nolan McCool $1,000.
Sweet.
For every time I leak his address on the podcast.
Which is, I don't think you're going to have enough money left over.
I would immediately stop leaking your address. I would never do it ever again.
Yeah, but you've done it like
casually,
7 times.
Like every time some dividends that I invested in give me money, like a boatload of money, I would just leak your address.
Well, that is a good idea, I would say. I would be down for you leaking my address if it meant I got $1,000 every time. Hell, I would leak it for $1,000 every time, honestly. Who's gonna show up to my house, you know?
That one subscriber?
That one subscriber?
That dude from Geoguesser that's on Instagram. You know what I'm talking about? The dude that can literally figure out where he is in seconds.
Where, like, another person is?
No, just, you know what Geoguesser is, right?
Yeah.
This dude can figure out where he is in the world in seconds.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking of, like, Omegle for some reason. I thought you meant he would, like, you could, like, look at somebody's, like room and be like, you're in New Mexico right now. He can find it in seconds? How?
He's just good.
I don't know how you guess just from, like, a Google Street picture.
He's just played the game enough to just know what the soil looks like wherever.
That's interesting.
And he usually gets really close.
That sounds like a nice talent, honestly. I wish I could guess where I was at any time.
He actually even started, I actually like what this guy's doing. And, like, people are sending him pictures of, like, that they just have, and they're like, hey, like, my dog passed away, this was one of his favorite spots, or like, this was a spot that we took a picture of, but I can't remember where it is, and he'll literally find it for him.
Really?
Yes.
That's so strange.
That is insane.
That is insane.
Like, you could just send him anywhere in the world, and he would just find it for you? That dude has way too much power.
You should try to, they could probably use this guy for some kind of investigative purpose, you know?
Yeah,
100%.
I'm pretty sure they, someone was talking about him finding, like, predators.
Really?
Yeah, like, he could.
He totally could. I would...
No, actually...
pay him to do that, actually.
I did see a video of him, somebody sent him, they were, like, trying to stop this group of scammers. And he found out where their headquarters was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just from a picture.
Oh, really? Just from a picture?
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. That's like when those people got together to triangulate where Shia LaBeouf had put his flag that he was live streaming. Have you heard about this? It
was probably that guy.
It might have been that guy. Have you guys heard about that? He was like, Shia LaBeouf like did this thing where he like put up a flag that was essentially like a big FU, like you can't touch this flag or whatever, and using like location of airplanes in the sky and like in what direction the sun was setting and whatnot, and based on like clouds they were able to pinpoint exactly where it was, and somebody went and took down the flag on the live stream.
That's funny.
After like a month or something. It was insane. Poor Shia LaBeouf can't catch a break.
I'm happy for him now.
Good thing he's dead. Now what happened to him?
He's sober.
He is
I don't know
sober?
if he was ever not sober. The story of Shia LaBeouf is just a weird story.
I would love to hear his side of it, because, yeah, the dude got...
we should get him on the podcast.
Oh, we could definitely get Shia LaBeouf on the podcast. I'll ask him.
Yeah.
I'll ask him.
Honestly, I feel like it wouldn't be that hard in all reality to get him, of all people.
Oh, I'll ask him. I think it'd be great. If he would do it, then yeah. I'll tweet him tonight. Is he on Twitter?
I think so.
He's probably got a business email I can reach. I'll ask him. You know what I think would be awesome to have on? Not that I think it could ever happen, because there's only one way of contacting him, but Bill Murray. Could you imagine having Bill Murray on a podcast?
No.
I think it'd be awesome. You know what the funny thing about Bill Murray is? He doesn't have an agent. Do you know how you get Bill Murray for your movie or your project?
Messenger pigeon?
No. So he has a phone number that you call. You have to, like, know someone who knows someone to get the phone number, essentially, or have met him directly. And he checks his answering machine, like, twice a year. So
how did they get him for the Garfield movie?
Oh, that one's funny, actually. So he thought it was another director entirely. Because I don't remember the name of the director, but he mistook the name of the director for somebody else and was like, yeah, I'll fucking be in one of these movies. And it turns out it was a different director, and he'd already signed up for Garfield. But he was a good sport, because he came back for Garfield too. And made my childhood. Yeah.
You see, we did the thing. We're back on movies.
We're back on movies, it happened. We can get off of movies, though. Max, what would you do with $1 million?
Probably move, buy a house and car.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Where would you move?
No, I don't know.
Thought about this before. I don't know where I would move if I could. Yeah, I think it'd be cool to live in, like, Paris or something, but also, like...
Really? Paris, of all places?
I think it'd be cool. It seems like a cool city, but also it's not as nice as it used to be. So, I don't know.
Where'd you move in the U.S.?
Oh, in the U.S.?
Yeah.
I really liked Maryland. It has a nice forest there. You're always, like, by nature. You don't have to go far to just, like, be in the forest by, like, a stream or something. I like that about it. I have friends that live there right now that I'd probably move in with. I would say Colorado, but Colorado's too cold. Yeah, probably Maryland, I think. And if I had $1 million, I'd say I would buy, like, a decent little house there. You know, like, 2-bedroom, maybe 3, but, like, just have a nice house there, and probably I could buy a house and have enough left over to just, like, live off that for a long time. What would you invest in? Because I don't even know where to begin with investing.
I would invest in stocks that give, dividends.
Dividends?
Dividends. They add up over time.
That sounds
They
nice.
basically pay you to hold their stock.
That sounds cool. Yeah, I guess I'll just do that. I'll just do whatever ones you're doing, and then,
Yeah. No, actually, I wouldn't do anything I'm doing, because... Fun fact about me, which is really, really funny, and I love looking back at this because that was such a big mistake and a huge blunder on my part.
This does sound like a fun fact.
So, when I lived in Oregon, I don't know if you remember this, but I was so into stocks. Max, you might remember this.
I do remember.
I was so into stocks.
Yeah.
That's all I would do. I had nothing but free time. I had no friends. I only had work.
Yeah.
I had no friends. I didn't have school. I didn't have anything. So I would just sit there and watch the stock market as soon as it opened to, like, later in the day. So I actually bought Tesla at 200.
Oh, you own Tesla now? That's crazy.
No, I owned some Tesla stocks at $200.
Is that a lot?
It is, knowing that later on they all bumped up to 1,000. I actually sold.
Ooh.
There was some, like, bad news going around, and this was, like, right during COVID, and the market was just in turmoil. So I actually sold my stocks of Tesla, and they hit $1,000 per share.
Yeah.
So I would have had like $4,000.
Wow.
I didn't have a lot of money, but I had enough.
Yeah.
So I only had like 4 shares.
Well, that's not bad.
Biggest blunder I've ever made.
It's selling those stocks?
With selling those stocks. What an idiot. Looking back, what an idiot.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, Tesla will continue to be here until the foreseeable future, or it'll explode or something. I don't know. If Elon manages to put that chip in that monkey's brain, like he's talking about, maybe Tesla has a bright future in the stock market after all.
I don't think that would fall under Tesla. I think Neuralink would become its own share.
Yeah, I guess it's not technically a car at that point, is it?
No. I do have another question for you, and this is like purely hypothetical.
Sure.
Let's just say tomorrow you and Brenda broke up.
Okay.
What are you doing? Like, what is your game plan? I'm not asking you, are you getting back into the dating scene?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not asking you, like...
Like, worst case scenario?
I just mean... No, I don't even mean worst case scenario.
Yeah, it would be worst case scenario, though. That would suck.
What are you doing? Because obviously you don't want to live there.
Well, no, yeah. I wouldn't want to. I'd probably have to move in with my parents for a minute until I could figure something else out, you know? At least a housing situation.
But would you move? Would you just leave?
I mean...
You no longer have any moral obligation to stay here.
I got family. I got you guys.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like... What if you just... left?
I mean, I could. I don't want to, though. I don't know. I mean, like, I could move. I have options, right? I had thought about this at one point. If I were to move somewhere else, I would move to California and live with my family there, because I could get rent for cheap, and I could maybe actually start to work towards that animation thing, which is kind of what I'm trying to do now. I think I finally narrowed myself to a career path, right? Instead of my website focusing so much on like, here's all the cool things I can do, I'm narrowing my website to just be like, I do character design and environmental layouts / environmental design. Like, that's it. That's what I'm targeting, right? No more of like, here's a cool thing I did in my free time. Like, here's like this cool wacky thing I did on the side. It's gonna be like, you're gonna go to the myself page and it'll be like, bam, character designer, right? It's going to be a lot more streamlined, I think. You can't have fun is the thing. They don't want you having fun in the art world.
What is your dream animation studio?
That was the sound of my eyes blinking. I was thinking about this the other day too. Adult Swim always sounds like fun. You know?
Like Robot Chicken?
Not Robot Chicken necessarily. Robot Chicken, I'm sure it'd be fun to work on, but no. But like, they just seem very experimental, which is nice. They fail a lot. For every Rick and Morty, there's a 10-ounce mouse, or see, I can't even remember any of them. They've all been forgotten. But they're willing to fail a lot, because they do get those successes like Rick and Morty from experimenting with weird shows that they thought nobody would like Smiling Friends. Smiling Friends is a fucking bonkers concept, but already it's like one of the most popular IPs just because it's new, it's fresh. You don't have a show that mixes those styles of humor. It's actually funny, you know? So I think they'd be fun to work with. And everybody on the inside says that of most of the studios they've worked with, it seems to be the least corporate oversight-ish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it sounds like you don't have somebody breathing down your neck all the time. And they're a little more lenient with like, oh, you want to get a stop motion animator on this episode? Okay, go find a stop motion animator. Here's $10,000 to pay them or whatever. So that's cool. So probably them. DreamWorks sounds nice too, though.
DreamWorks would be nice.
They do a lot of cool shit. DreamWorks actually wants to make cool shit, which is nice. A lot of studios kind of don't really care about cool shit. The people making it care, but the people making the decisions on what gets made probably don't care. But yeah. What's your dream studio? Where do you guys want?
I wouldn't have a dream studio.
What's your dream job then?
My dream job is to just create everything.
This is for both of you guys. I want to know what both of you would do for a dream job.
Music, movies, you name it. I want to make it. All of it.
See, that's pretty cool. Just the idea of being like a one-man studio is awesome. What do you think, Max? Do you have an answer for this?
Kind of the same but different. I want to do a lot of things. Mm-hmm. And I'm not interested in a lot of things for very long.
Gotcha.
So if I could just like, I don't know, be like, not like a handyman per se, but just like do whatever needs done. I don't know.
See, that sounds like...
I don't know how to, like...
I think the words you're looking for is creative problem solver. You're the person where if they're like, hey, we're trying to build this table and we need it to look like this. You're the only person that can make that table because you have experience with that field. Or if they're like, hey, we need someone who can write a song for this movie we're working on. Can you do that? You'd be like, yeah, I can do that because you've...
Yeah, just like random shit that fits the bill, but like...
Yeah, that was
There's not just like one set job position.
Oh yeah, no, that sounds like a lot of fun. That's why it'd be so nice to be self-employed, because like, if you're making your own shit, you're making the music, you're editing it, you're recording it, you're gathering people, you're doing the budget, like you're in charge of everything, right? The problem is that takes a lot of time.
Why don't we just make a 1-episode pilot?
I would love to do that. I'm trying
just anything.
Yeah.
Let's just make like 6 to 7 1-episode pilots of things.
Oh, that sounds great. I have this idea worked out I want to work on at some point.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I would love to. I need to, I'll run it by you. I'll kind of run by some ideas with you. I can't get into it right now, but there's a thing I would like to make that I'm closer to making. I mostly need to run scripts by you guys, because I need other people's input on if it's good or not. Because I'll think something sounds good, and then I'll actually read it again and be like, oh, that's not very good. But anyways, I think I like those ideas. I feel like our ideas for like Dream Job kind of align with each other, you know? I think we all just want to have creative freedom ultimately.
Mine's a lot less more like media art, like your guys' type of art, though.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Mine more like I guess like handicrafts, like handcraft type stuff.
Oh, okay.
Less like art.
Okay. I think
Or just like the random shit I do on the daily.
Like lead prop designer.
Dude, prop design would be awesome for you. You know whose channel you should watch is Adam Savage's YouTube channel? He just does videos about that all day. He just make videos.
He used to be on, or he was Mythbusters, right?
Yeah, he's a super cool guy. His whole thing is he tries to make the threshold to entry on prop making like as low as possible. That's his whole thing. So if somebody's like, people will ask him weird questions. They'll be like, what is that like black material you used on this one piece in the background of this one episode? And they'll be like, that's an MDF board, and you can buy it at this store, and it's this measurement, and you apply it like this. Like, he's super cool. You would love his stuff. Cool. And he'll do stuff like, he did a series where he's like, I'm making Hellboy's blaster, and he shows you every step of the way how he makes it. But anyways... I just want to do creative problem solving. That was kind of my job at Dankrite that I loved so much, but was also very stressful. Was they'd be like, we don't have a sound engineer. And I'd be like, okay, I guess I'm sound engineer. Or like, oh, we need someone to make a podcast. And I'd be like, okay, I could do that. I'll make the graphics for it, mostly. Stuff like that. It was fun. It was a fun time, but I wish we divvied our jobs out better amongst people that knew what they were doing.
You needed to learn how to delegate.
Yeah, the problem was, like, we didn't delegate well enough, for sure.
Yeah.
We had, like, a bunch of people doing, like, finalized animation when we should have spent way more time storyboarding. If we spent an extra, like, week storyboarding each episode, like, it would have been a lot smoother. And instead of paying people a shit ton of money like we were, everybody gets paid a lot less. Not like a lot less, but just like a little bit less. And in exchange, we're paying animators and people who know what they're doing freelance or something, you know?
I feel like you talk a lot about Dankrite.
Yeah.
And I feel like you talk about it a lot in such a positive light.
Mm-hmm.
But I swear to God, when I would talk to you about how everything's going, it sounded like a house was on fire and you were just trying to, like, save your pets.
Oh, it kind of was. I think I'm very grateful for it in retrospect because I learned a lot about the industry. And more specifically, I learned a lot about how not to do the industry. But at the same time, like, for every, like, stressful situation that I had, I was a little bit of a pessimist at the time. For every, like, stressful situation, like, we're going to close down any day now moment I also had a lot of fun just, like, hanging out with everyone because they were all really cool people. And I learned a lot. I learned more from that job in, like, a year and a half, 2 years than I did in my entire creative career before that, you know?
Yeah, Taco Bell really didn't teach you much.
Taco Bell did not teach me much, no. It was very sink or swim, and that sink or swim environment being like constantly applied to you teaches you a lot about how to be faster, how to manage time, how to manage other people, how to manage yourself, how to manage money. It was fun!
It was fun.
I had fun, TM. It was very cool.
Much wow.
Wow. Very wow. Epic, dude. Very cool. Anyways, sorry. I feel like now I'm getting pessimistic again.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe at some point we'll do Dankrite again, but we'll do it a little bit better. With like an actually, with a different idea of some kind.
I just want to be a voice actor, so until I can do that, I will not be happy right now.
I want you guys to voice act in stuff that I'm doing. I'm trying to figure out what. I have a project I'm working on that's got like 4 main characters, right? And like, it's like you have an idea in mind, but like if I try to put a voice to those characters, it just doesn't work. It's like, no matter who I think of, it's like, imagine like best case scenario, like Harrison Ford voiced this character, and it's like, that's not right. It's not there. Like, you know, like I don't know. It's just hard to actually give those characters a voice. It's like
I think you think so hard about your work.
Yeah.
And I think that you just don't let things that need to happen.
Yeah.
I just think you stress too much over things.
I'm trying to get it to work right now. I'm trying really hard to get it to work, which is why I'm trying to get a story outline done, because it's like, it's bugging me. You haven't seen it. At home I've got this, it's like a trifold display board, right? And it's just sticky notes that are lined up in a timeline of like the scenes for like this thing or whatever it would be, like 2 or 3 episodes of like a movie or whatever. I don't think it would be a movie. A movie would take like a long time to make. But anyways, it's like scenes lined up like that in a timeline, right? And right now it's just rearranging and making sure like, okay, this works thematically, this doesn't work thematically, I do like this, I don't like this, and I'm gonna feel embarrassed if I show it as it is right now, because it's very unfleshed out, you know? I need to show like, and if you just saw the sticky notes, it wouldn't make sense. It needs to be in like a script, like an actual script you can read, so you can get an idea.
I think you should just show it to me.
I will. If you want to just see it, you can just see it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's weird to be like, hey, look at this thing. Look at this thing I'm making sometimes, you know? Like, it's almost like embarrassing. I don't know why, but if you want to see it, then yeah, you can see it.
I think we should start doing short animations.
Yeah. I can explain it to you guys later if you want. I would love to do short animations with just like some random characters.
Yeah.
It's a great way to build reels also, to show that you know how to do storyboarding and you know how to animate things on your own or whatever. What do you think is better? Like to have like my page separated as it is, or to do it by like categories, like character designs and
Categories.
I think so too. Which means I gotta make little image banners again, but that's okay, I can do that. The problem is I had it nice and set up so that it's like 4, you know? It's like little 2x2 grid with like my stuff, Dankrite, business portfolio, Divots gifts or whatever. I just want to have it that nice little 4 again.
Yeah.
I guess I can make it 3 though. It would be okay if it's 3.
It would be okay.
I would survive. I'll just reorganize the pages. I just gotta make new little banners. Those banners took a while to make.
Did they?
Put a lot of effort into those banners to make my website look cohesive. I wanted it to look like a
I haven't been on your website in forever.
It's alright. You don't gotta go on there.
Yeah, how often
It's
do I
just
need to
porn
go
on
on your
there anyways.
website?
It's not...
It's literally just hentai.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's overrun with like hentai ads at
And
this
yeah, I
point.
was gonna say just like overall scams.
Meatspin.com. You go on there. It's like 50 Trojan viruses start downloading on my website. Go to NolanMcCool.com now. To come instantly, go to NolanMcCool.com.
You will bust a nut.
If you go, that's true. That's how I should advertise it. If to come instantly, go to NolanMcCool.com now. If you want to bust a nut, go to NolanMcCool.com now. My other problem is like my family members see all my stuff, so I'm always like fighting.
Weary.
I'm always fighting myself because I do want to post shit like that where it's like, check out my new YouTube video if you want to come instantly, nerd. But then I'm also like, oh, my mom likes my posts. So it's like...
I would just do it.
I think I got to.
I think I would just do it, because why not? Life is short.
Yeah, it's true.
What, is your mother, like, heavily religious?
No. I don't worry about my mom so much. It's a bad example. It's like my Aunt Rhonda. I'm like, she's like she's a devout Christian woman who I see regularly. She's gonna think I'm some kind of degenerate. She just doesn't know that I'm a degenerate right now, is what it is.
It smells musty in here.
I'm a little sweaty.
Yeah,
It smells like sweat and coffee. It smells like old men in here, honest to God. It smells like old men.
we bred the perfect environment. We're finally talking about cool stuff again. Talking about websites and coming instantly by going to them.
Oh, I actually have your website up on my phone.
Oh, yeah.
Funnily enough.
I need to talk to you about this later. We were talking about how we need to make a cartoon or something. Well, just make a cartoon and voice acting. Would you do voice acting, Max?
I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I feel like I wouldn't have a good voice for it. So
Nobody has a good voice. You just have to practice.
Is it a thing where you would like to, but you're weary of your own voice, or is it a thing where you're saying you're weary of your own voice because you don't want to?
I can't say that it's not something I am like avoiding doing. Like I don't avoid doing it. Not that it's ever come up, but it's not like I want to go do it.
Gotcha.
But like if it was offered to me, it'd be like, yeah, sure, why not?
Gotcha.
But it's not something I'm like actively gonna go do because I just not super interested in it, and I don't think like I don't know.
Well, you might get offered it at some point, so be prepared, I guess, to either say no or do it. Anyways, you guys want to wrap this up since it smells like musk in here?
It smells like old men in
It
here.
smells like old men and like elk. Okay, thank you all for watching. I've been Nolan.
I'm Nolan.
I'm also Nolan.
And we are Nolan. And goodbye.
And good night.
And good night.